So, Sonic Frontiers' vocal tracks. Haven't ranked them yet. So if you've seen my video of me ranking every Sonic the Hedgehog vocal track, which there were way more than I thought there would be, you might notice that I'd skipped out on the Sonic Frontiers vocal tracks, even though the OST had been out long since that video, let alone the game. And if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you go check it out. I put a lot of work into it. The reason why there were no Frontiers songs was because I hadn't played the game yet, and I didn't want to get spoiled. Now, usually, spoilers aren't really a problem for me when it's either something that has been out for a while, or something that I don't plan on checking out. Sonic Frontiers, however, was a game I had been following for a while and had gotten my attention. Since I had plans to play it, I decided to hold off on the music and wait until I've gotten the full experience. So, I got the game around January as a late Christmas present, and played it casually until about April. And oh my gosh, I am so glad I waited. While I did listen to some of the songs before I got the game, playing it has definitely changed some of my opinions. So now that I'm back making videos again, I thought it was high time to make a follow-up to my ranking series. So how this is going to work is basically like a top 10. We're going to start off with my least favorites, and then move our way up to my most favorites, giving my thoughts as I go. Now, keep in mind, this is my personal opinion. If you disagree with me, that's totally fine. One of the amazing things about human beings is that there are no two people out there who are the same. Everyone has their own interests, beliefs, goals, and ideals, and I think that's pretty cool. It's okay to not always agree, especially if it's over something as minute as whether or not a Sonic song is good. With that out of the way though, let's get to ranking the Sonic Frontiers vocal themes. Now, I don't really know what the general consensus is on what the quote-unquote worst Sonic Frontiers vocal theme is. However, for me, it is most certainly Dear Father, because unlike all the other songs on this list, I don't really get anything out of listening to this song. Dear Father is meant to be an emotional song about Sage and Eggman's father-daughter relationship, the feelings that she's developed, and her saying sorry for having to sacrifice herself and leave Eggman. Despite its premise, though, this song just doesn't scream as emotional at all. It sounds more like one of those lo-fi beats you'd play in the background while you're studying. I don't think it's a bad song by any means, but for what it's trying to do, it really does not succeed at all. Which is why, unfortunately, Dear Father is getting a B rank. Alright, before you kill me, let me explain. There are parts of this song that I do like. The beginning was good, if it weren't for the obnoxious screaming, and the chorus is actual fire. Rather than having a repeating chorus, Break Through It All has one long and continuous chorus that has multiple sections to it. And I love every second of this chorus. Despite that though, there are some legitimate problems I have with this song that really keep it from being one of my favorites. The first one is most certainly the pacing of this song. The song starts off pretty strong, but after the verse, there's a near whole minute of just the instrumental with screaming mixed in there. The instrumental isn't bad or anything, but it's not enough to hold my attention for a near minute, and results in a real vibe killer. And then after an amazing chorus, we have another 30 seconds of just instrumental. No additional instruments, solo, or anything. And then the song just kind of ends abruptly. Another thing, and this is kind of minor, but I feel like Kellen Quinn's vocal performance in this song is just not as good as it is in the other boss themes. I don't mean to be rude, but he sounds like he's trying his real darn hardest to sound like a girl, which for like a heavy metal song doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And to be fair, it is kind of the same in the other boss themes. He does kind of have the same vocal performance there. but at least there's like, you know, counterbalances to it. Like Find Your Flame has like Tyler Smith's rapping, and Undefeatable, he just legit just sounds better in that song. He has more like, you know, his voice sounds more grittier, and it just fits better with the boss theme. Here, it just kind of sounds plain, especially in the verse. Despite the song being really good, there are some big problems it has that prevent it from getting any higher than a B+. If there was any Sonic Frontiers song that I would love to see the process of from start to finish, it would be Vandalize, just because of how many questions it raises for me. Like, how does this song fit thematically into the game's story? And why is there a version that has the F word in it? So after some thorough research, I was able to answer none of these questions, but I do have my theories. So, something I learned while researching was that Vandalize was a collaboration between Sega and the band One OK Rock for Sonic Frontiers, meaning that it was always intended to be a Sonic song. But then, why is there a version with swearing in it? My theory is that there were always going to be two versions. One was to be in One OK Rock's new album, Luxury Disease. It was meant to be for a more general audience outside of Sonic, while another, more PG version was made for the game. As for how this song fits into the context of the game, I think it's talking about the end. At first she, or he, I don't know, it helps Sonic in his journey to save his friends. But once Sonic breaks down the walls between dimensions, we find out it was all a trick to free itself. Now with no more need for Sonic, the end leaves him and begins its conquest to destroy all life. Sonic trusted this entity was saving his friends, but instead the end betrayed him. Does it line up completely? No, but it's the explanation that makes the most sense to me. You gotta keep in mind that One OK Rock had more on their minds than just Sonic whenever they were writing these lyrics. As for the song itself, I like it. It definitely captures the vibe of Sonic Frontiers, and works as a better emotional song than Dear Father. It may not be my favorite like it is for a lot of people, but I think it's definitely deserving of an A. Okay, now we're getting into the top tier songs. Find Your Flame was one of the first boss themes that I began warming up to. While not that big into the metal genre, this song was still able to click with me, and I think that's for quite a few reasons. For starters, this song has a high amount of energy. From the drums to the almost anime-like vocals, and come on, rapping in a rock song. Find Your Flame also feels like a spiritual successor to the Infinite theme in a way. Not just because Tyler Smith, the same guy who did the rapping for the Infinite song, is back for the verses, but the song also has a lot of the same melodies and even lyrics pulled straight from Infinite. If any of you have seen my ranking of the Sonic Frontiers vocal tracks, you'll know that I am not that big of a fan of the Infinite theme. So, being able to hear this song and absolutely loving it, it's almost like listening to what the Infinite theme could have been if it actually sounded good. There are also many little things that I like about the instrumental, like the subtle ambience in the background that fills up that void, or the inclusion of a little bit of house in the second verses. And dude, I cannot stress enough how much I love all the stringed instruments. The low, gritty bass, the ascending piece that plays at the beginning, and of course, that epic solo. I also love at the end when it slows down and we get that serene acoustic paired with Kellen's soothing vocals. Definitely deserving of an S rank. I think why I like this song more than Find Your Flame is how grandiose it is. The orchestra helps to give a sense of scale. You're about to embark on a brand new adventure to a world that has plenty in store. Aside from that, I really liked the piano at the beginning, that guitar riff was really good, and I thought the quick pauses of silence in the chorus were also pretty cool. Any other positives were just me repeating myself, so I'm just gonna give this song an S tier and move on. Wow. Just wow. This sounds incredible. This totally reminds me of the ending song to an anime, and I love it. And that's coming from a guy who doesn't watch anime, so, yeah. Just like Vandalize, One Way Dream perfectly captures the game's vibe, but rather than being somber, it's uplifting and gives a sense of completion and excitement for what new adventure awaits. The fact that the vocals are done by Nate Wants to Battle Too is an added bonus, since he's become one of my favorite artists ever since I first listened to his Gotta Go Fast album back in 2020, so it's cool to see him here. But of course, the highlight of this song would have to be the message behind it. One Way Dream is essentially a love letter to the fans and to everyone that moving forward, Sega and Sonic Team plan on learning from their mistakes and making better games. It's as the song says, a one-way dream. And where else can you go but up? All of this combined with how solid the song is instrumentally, and you've got yourself the true ending to Sonic Frontiers. But, as you all know, there's still one more. You know what? Sometimes the best song isn't complex or emotional. Sometimes it's just a headbanger. And that cannot be more true than for Undefeatable. I can't believe there was even a time when I didn't like this song, because nowadays it's not just my favorite Sonic Frontiers song, but it's up there as one of my favorite Sonic songs of all time. Everything from fast beating drums, the edgy rhythm of the bass, the amazing guitars, the heavenly but intense vocals, it all comes together to create this magnum opus. Like Find Your Flame, Undefeatable just has this energy that can't be matched. And dude, don't get me started on the lyrics. While you're fighting the boss, the whole song is just hyping you up and telling you how much of a badass Sonic is. I'm what you get when the stars collide. I won't give up till the end of me. And you can throw me to the wolves, cause I am undefeatable. These lyrics are so raw and I love it. Then, things once again begin to calm down, and you're left with those heartfelt guitars and Kellen Quinn's angel-like vocals to close out on. Everyone has that one song that just fills them with an immeasurable amount of joy and emotion. And for me, that song is Undefeatable. This is a song that just fills me with an indescribable amount of exhilaration and happiness. And it's for these reasons and more that I dub Undefeatable as the best Sonic Frontiers vocal theme.
Welcome to the mind of a different kind. We've been growing so late. Think I'm on 11, but I'm on a 9. Guess you don't really know me. Running from the past is a losing game. It never brings you glory. Been down this road before. Already know the story.
So that's my personal ranking of the Sonic Frontiers vocal tracks. Let me know down in the comment section below how you would rank these songs, as well as some of your thoughts about them. And as a side note, thank you so much to everyone who watched my vocal tracks ranking video for Sonic the Hedgehog music. Why did I say it like that? It's always nice to see other people watch my videos and enjoy them. Seeing all those comments of you guys just discussing your opinions on different Sonic songs shows me that you guys were invested in what I had to say, and that means a lot to me. I enjoyed responding to all your comments and just having discourse with you. It was nice. So let's see if we can try and do the same thing with this video. Just remember to be respectable though. I have some other Sonic related videos in mind that don't have anything to do with music, but those probably won't be out for a while considering my upload schedule. But if you're dying for more Sonic content, check out my video of me ranking every Sonic vocal track. Just make sure not to watch the old ones. But as for now, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I have. If you did, be sure to like, comment, maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But this has been a random video that I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.
Cream the rabbit's mother, Vanilla. She's attractive and is the size of an average human mother.